Morning, guys. It's a really wet and cold April 3rd, 2018. Wanted to just check in and show you that I have not forgotten about the Pathfinders. So here's a little update on these guys. Well, yesterday was much the opposite of today. The weather was actually really nice, sunny, warm, and so I took it upon myself to start ripping off some of the wadded sheet metal off this thing to see what I'm up against. And it's not terrible. It really is not terrible at all. It's got some warts. It's got some warts going on here, stuff that I'm going to have to kind of address. But for the most part, the fenders are going to line up. I'm going to have to trim a little bit off of this. I'm going to do an off-road look on this thing. I'm going to put the new fenders on. I'm actually going to probably trim them right level with the headlight and the parking light here, so I have some more tire clearance, because obviously we're getting new tires that are going to be bigger than the ones that are on it now. These are just rollers. I'm probably going to ditch the condenser and the AC system like I always do on all these things, because I'm not really an AC guy. I like rolling the windows down and driving with my arm out the window. Same thing on this side. It's got just a little bit of wadding going on. I'm going to clean that all up and get it looking acceptable. Obviously, we got to fix a few things here. I'm going to actually switch this, I believe. I'm going to try. I'm going to switch this to a hard body front end. I've got some Hella off-road headlights that were originally on the Rallycross truck that actually survived the rollover accident back in 2013. So I think I'm going to do that with a hard body grill. You know, just a different theme. I put Pathfinder front ends on hard bodies, so why not put hard body front ends on Pathfinders? This is a little bit of the wadded up sheet metal here. So as you can see, they really tried to bang it back together. Bumper, brackets folded over. Yeah, this thing really did take a beating. It pulled the studs right through the bumper, or the carriage bolts went right through the bumper holes there. So yeah, that was a good hit on the owner's part. This fender actually is in good shape, so I'm keeping that. I'm going to actually take the mud flaps off and try and put those on the red truck. I think that'd be fun, because with bigger tires you don't really want mud flaps anyways. They're just going to rub. So I've got factory mud flaps all the way around on this thing. I figured I'll just take them off and slap them on red and see how it goes. So that's where this 92 is at right now. Once this weather warms up a little bit, maybe I can get back on it. I do have a hood. I do have fenders, so we're good to go there. I can make it look pretty at least, and then I got to find out what's going on with the head gasket. I got to do a compression check on it. This guy over here, well, the more I dig into it, the less I like, but we'll figure out something. This thing didn't just roll over out of the blue. I think what they did is they put a brick on the pedal and they just let her rip, because based on that, it looks like she took a jump. But I've been ripping it apart. I got the fenders off of that one too, and started disconnecting all the wiring, and took what was left of the hood off, and started, you know, getting some of the electronics out of the interior. And I think next I'm going to sawzall as much of the front end off as possible, and just keep going back and back and back. I just want it down to a frame. That's all I want. I'm not interested in having any of this sheet metal. This sheet metal is pretty much, there's not one good piece. I think the whole thing is completely just not square anymore. It's awful. So this poor thing is going to get cut up and hopefully gone. I'm hoping in the next 2 months or so that we won't see this here anymore. I got to clear out this area here, and then this Pathfinder is going to get backed into there so I can work on it, and it's kind of out of view of everybody, and it's not just sitting here, because I got this burn pile right here that I got to burn. The Chevy runs, so I can move the Chevy, and I got to start thinking about getting this engine pulled. Once I get it down to the frame, which I can do all this here, then we'll tow the frame over to my buddy's shop, and then we'll just pull the engine and tranny as a whole unit. I'm hoping that I can keep the guts out of the rear axle. The rest of it can all just go to the scrapper. There's nothing good. I have the dashboard up for sale. Hopefully somebody needs it. It's got leather seats inside, which are decent. They're not great, but they're decent. I'd hate to scrap those. I kept the headrests, so I'm going to put those in red. But yeah, this poor thing, I don't know. Should I trust the engine? I don't know. It looks like this thing was just like, you know, a field truck, and then they decided to just beat the hell out of it and jump it one last time. Hey, you two. Jet, come. No front yard for you. There's Jet. He got all big and fat now. When you saw him in episode 8 of the street truck build, there he is. And he's still stupid. But I love him. So I'm looking forward to this weather getting clear and warm. I have a good feeling about 2018. I just want to get working on these things. These things got to go and do something. So this one is the one I'm most excited about right now, because it seems like with very little work I could have myself a nice running Pathfinder. Just got to get I have a set of turbines, those vector turbines. I have a set of those. I'm going to slap those on this, and probably a set of 31s on it. And that'll look pretty good. And just slap some lights on it, give it an off-road look, and then just cruise. I've got manual hubs for it. So I'm going to pop those auto hubs off, put the manuals on it. And if this transmission decides to pop, I have a 5-speed sitting in the other one. So we'll see where we go from here. Alright guys, I'm going to tune out. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll keep you up to date on all the projects as things come along. This Saturday would normally be a red truck Saturday, but my buddy is going to be busy, so we are not doing anything this Saturday. We're doubling up. So the 14th and the 21st are going to be back-to-back red truck weekends. I've got a lot of brake parts for it that are going to allow me to run 4-wheel drive brakes on a 2-wheel drive rear axle. So tune into that if you're interested. Yeah, we're getting real close. I'm hoping to have this thing ready by early May, that I can take it off the stands and drive it out of the shop and give it a shakedown cruise. See where we're at. And of course, dumb me, I have to set completely unrealistic goals, but there's an autocross on the 12th of May. I'd like to have the truck ready for that. Even if I'm not going to beat the hell out of it, I still want to have some fun just going through the cones and seeing what breaks and what doesn't. And then of course there's Dropped and Destroyed out in Mansfield, Ohio, which I'm still gunning to try and get to. I've got my living arrangements all set up out there. I just got to get the truck ready and then just hit the road. I've got the whole 4-day weekend now for the 25th, that Memorial Day weekend, so we're good there. So it's just a matter of getting the truck ready and then just hitting the road. And then May 20th, there's a car show coming up just a few miles from here. I'd like to take both the red truck and the green truck down there if green will cooperate. We'll see. I haven't even had a chance to look at it since I parked it last October. It started making noise, and I parked it. Started it once after that. It wasn't making noise, so your guess is as good as mine. So I figured I'm going to start it probably in the next 2 weeks, because this weather is just doesn't seem to want to quit. So we'll fire it up in a couple weeks and see where we're at for oil pressure, noises, and if it's going to be cooperative, then we'll bring both red and green down to the show, park them side by side, and let people enjoy them for what they are. Once again, if you guys have any questions, you can always contact me in the comment section. I do reply to all comments. And, just subscribe, like, share. There's a lot of good information I popped up here, and I got much more stuff coming out soon. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy now.